on, Pete. I don't have my automated thing going. Now you're good.
Yeah, it's working. All right.
Woo!
How's it going, everyone? Thanks for joining us. Chris, I know you're at Dragoncon. Everyone,
Yes.
we're on IFB Interfleet Broadcasting, and we're excited because we're not actually in studio. We are in our satellite studio at Dragoncon. That's where the Tipsy Toaster is. And if you've been watching, we've been sending out some live broadcasts. So I'm New York Pete, and my co-host over that way is the Tipsy Toaster, Chris. And we want to welcome everyone. Just real quick, we are quickly approaching the 2,000 mark. So I guess our convention trip really kicked things up into high gears. So we're looking forward to hearing that 2,000 mark in terms of members. We picked up a lot from various interviews. So our show is news and entertainment with a slant towards 70s, 80s sci-fi TV movies from two guys that actually grew up watching this, and that's myself, New York Pete, and the Tipsy Toaster. So welcome, everyone. Thanks for joining us.
Two guys that actually survived it.
Yes.
That's great. Yeah, welcome. We are very glad that you're here. We have a very special guest tonight, and we have Tiny Bean Tara. Tara, dang it. I was doing that. So we're really happy that you're here. I'm broadcasting from another hotel room, which is always a challenge, but everything is working great. So I am in Atlanta, Georgia. If I actually look out the window, I can see the Coca-Cola sign. And we're about a mile away from the convention. So we hoof it to the convention, and then we hoof it back, and then we hoof it to the convention. So I'm getting some miles on the sneakers. That's for sure.
What do you care? You just turn him into the Centurion Logistics Quartermaster, and he'll just issue you another pair of metal shoes.
I'm going to need a new pair soon. Very soon. But DragonCon, this is 35 years. 35th anniversary of
Wow,
DragonCon.
that's sweet.
And you haven't been to DragonCon? Let me give you a quick update what DragonCon is. It is a fan-run convention. It's not the typical San Diego Comic-Con or anything to that effect. These are all fan runs, fan-run tracks, all volunteers. It's all of downtown Atlanta. We're talking the Hilton, the Marriott, oops, and there it is, the Hyatt,
Wow.
and the Westin, and
Nice.
the Sheraton.
The shirt. Yeah.
And that's all of the, so this book is all just schedules.
That's cool.
And this, you get two books, and this book is all guests.
Wow,
So
that's impressive.
this
That
is
really is impressive.
all the guests that are here at
Oh, wow.
DragonCon. Literary as well as others. We're talking, if you're a new school Battlestar, tune in tomorrow at 10. I'm going to try to live broadcast from the new Battlestar Galactica panel, which is going to have Jamie Bamber, Adama.
I did look at it, so there's a
Yeah,
bunch. I know there's going to be a few.
It's like 6 or 7
Yeah.
here for that. So we're hopefully get that out to you live. So it's
Well, Chris, we had
it's been crazy. That's all there is.
and it's well, you had a heck of a drive to get there, but it's great that you're covering it. You've already had some footage put up. You have some segments.
Yes.
So if you haven't seen any of that, guys, there's some cool stuff. And let's not forget that we covered AwesomeCon in DC. We had a really good time interviewing authors and writers of comic books and artists and all kinds of behind-the-scenes type of people, which is fantastic, including some dealers. Hey, Chris, let's do our toast, get out of the way. And then I
Get
want
it
to
out of the
welcome all
way.
everybody that's watching
That's not
live.
getting it out of the way.
It
Getting
is.
it out of the way. I make
We
it
got it.
sound like
It's
not a good
part
thing.
of what we got to do, man. Oh yeah, that was a cheat.
It was a cheat.
That was a
I
total
drank it
cheat, man.
already.
You're cheating. You drank
Actually,
it before the actual. All right.
Yeah, we
so
weren't allowed to take it out, but we'll have it on the air later.
Can you hear that?
So
Can you hear it?
I do have rum.
You're talking over it.
I have rum.
Yes.
Oh, I talked over your.
Of course you do.
Your squishy.
Yes.
Which beer are you putting
yeah.
in? Which one do you got? I can't see it. Try again. Back it up.
It's a
cider.
Stella Artois. There it is. Yes, Stella Artois.
Yeah, you're a cider guy.
Yes.
How much alcohol is in that one?
This is hold on, 4.5.
Yoo-hoo, way up there, Pete. You okay with that? I mean, that's like one step above water.
No, this is for the fans. This is for the fans. We're gonna keep it clean tonight. Don't worry about it. It's not the 8-year-old beer that you made me drink. That's beside the point. Yes, you made me drink old beer.
That's better than chewing
Hope you
old
enjoyed that.
40,
it's on.
40
You can see it, guys. Go look it up. He forced me to drink the old beer.
Yeah, I ate the bubble gum. So
the 40-year-old bubble gum.
Yep. So that was
it was awesome.
I think I would have rather had the beer.
Okay. I beg to disagree, but anyway.
We'll have to swap out then. You're gonna have to eat 40-year-old chewing gum.
We should. Yes, we should.
All right, so we do start off our forecast. I almost said forecast. Our broadcast with a toast to the fans, because if it was without you, there'd be no fandom. But we're happy you're here. We're happy you're following, and we always say, what, Pete?
Fans fuel the fleet.
Fans fuel the fleet. Thank you for joining us.
Here's to you guys. Thanks for joining us tonight. Oh, that's actually good. Anyway.
Refreshing.
So,
4% there.
Yes, it is. Super refreshing. Don't be jealous. Just drink your rum. Yeah. Lola
I got
is
bumbos,
with us.
So 40%.
Oh, yeah. Chris, good morning. Mediocre Modeler. Hey, what's going on, buddy? I saw your video that you put up. Keep working. Keep making building things. Sean, Battlestar Bulletin Board's with us. And Clay Arden. Thanks for coming by, Clay. And, of course, John One, he's with us. Karen, thank you for joining. So, as more and more of our fans join us live, we have a very live following in rerun syndication. So thank you for joining us tonight, and thank you for watching us later on, of course. And, again, we want to thank everyone that's signed up and joined up. We're quickly going for that 2,000 number, which is fantastic. The convention, AwesomeCon, put us over, and now that Chris is broadcasting from Dragoncon, I guess that'll put us past that 2,000 mark, which is our goal for a while now. And obviously, the convention footage does make a difference. So, everyone, thank you so much. Thanks for joining us. Enjoy the videos, and drop us messages and stuff. And we have guests, but before we go to Mr. Lou Tambone that is with us. We have Tara, Tiny Bean Tara, that is with us. So hey, there we go. Tara, you have a bunch of stuff to tell us about.
Hang on.
I do. There's a lot of cool stuff going on. Lots of crazy good news hitting in Tiny Bean's Corner this week. So I'm just going to get right to it. One of the biggest stories to drop recently was the surprise screening of a Matrix 4 trailer at CinemaCon. And with that screening, we learned the official name. It is Matrix 4 Resurrection. Now, security on all details of this film has been under tighter wraps than the final Star Wars films or the finale of Game of Thrones. So the fans are poring over the leaked details of this trailer and looking to decipher them. Apparently, it begins with a therapist-like character played by Neil Patrick Harris talking to Neo. There is a reference to and images of blue pills, all while Jefferson Airplane's White Rabbit plays in the background. A brief image of
Ooh.
an old-age Neo looking in a mirror, and a meeting of Neo and Trinity in a cafe where he asks, "Have we met?" I can't tell you more than that, as the trailer has not been made available to the general public, but more on that later. It is fueling all kinds of speculation. Is this a time-traveling Matrix world, a prequel, an alternate timeline? It seems anything is possible. Also, it does not seem that Lawrence Fishburne or Hugo Weaving are on the official cast lists, but of course that is meaningless. They can still surprise us with uncredited appearances, right? There is also speculation that they are going into a past timeline where Neo and Orpheus are younger versions of themselves and played by younger actors. So many possibilities. But, and here's where it gets really interesting. As of today, fans are demanding that the trailer gets a wide release. And I really think that this is going to happen. I mean, as we like to say here at IFB, fans fuel the fleet. But generally, they don't have much power or sway over the producers of our favorite pieces. But there is a magic power to fandom that it seems is finally getting its due. So let's talk about the big game-changing news of the week in that vein. Manifest. Have you been following this show? Now, I confess, I have not. I don't have regular cable, so network shows I generally only see when they hit streaming. When Manifest hit Netflix, it looked right up my alley, but all I heard was that after 3 successful seasons and massive cliffhanger ending, NBC canceled the show. Netflix picked up the reruns, and I just didn't have time to, get hooked on a great-looking show with no ending, so I passed. But I heard constant rumbling in the fandom world that Manifest fans were fighting hard to get it back. Hashtag Save Manifest was trending everywhere, and get this, the reruns got 4 straight weeks, finishing at the top of Nielsen's streaming chart with a record-breaking 1 billion, that's billion with a B, streaming minutes. So on 8/28, August 28th, in honor of Manifest's Flight 8/28, Netflix announced that they are producing a supersized 4th and final season on Manifest to give it the ending it deserves. Creator and producer Jeff Rake is frantically crafting the episodes. He guarantees the original planned ending will happen, and Netflix is working to bring back all of the cast, crew, and writers with big pay raises too. So who says fans have no power, right? I have now binged the first season. I am really enjoying it. It has a very 90s feel to it, especially the dialogue, the score, the shot setups. I can't explain it, but it instantly puts me in mind of early X-Files feel-wise. Fans of the X-Files, Lost, or even Stephen King's Langoliers, this one is for you. But I think all of us in the sci-fi fandom world need to give this one a go. This is the show the fans resurrected, so hallelujah. And now, finally, we can talk about Reminiscence, the Hugh Jackman film by Lisa Joy, major writer for Westworld. We previewed it back a couple of weeks ago before it opened, and now I've been able to see it several times, and I can tell you, gets better with each viewing. Brief recap, it's a dystopian future after years of war and environmental damage, and Miami is mostly underwater. People go to sleep during the day because it's too hot, and the rich people have bought up all the dry land. So, very interesting view. But science has created a way for people to view other people's memories, almost as if they're watching films. It's a technology that they had originally created for wartime interrogation, but in civilian world, people use it as a service to relive treasured memories. The movie had me when they showed a disabled veteran paying to relive memories of time spent with his long-gone dog. He'd pass the tissues. Or you could also use it for such frivolities as finding where you misplaced your lost keys. Well, in any event, Hugh Jackman's character runs a facility for reliving these memories with his former military partner, Thandie Newton, and they also act as private detectives that can help the police with cases. Enter the amazing Rebecca Ferguson as the femme fatale, and we are off and running. Now the feel of this is pure 1940s, Joan Bennett, Edward G. Robinson, film noir, thrust into an apocalyptic future, and I am all over it. Do not for a second read the mostly openly unhappy reviews with it. They're saying, oh, woman created it, it's overly cerebral, it's too detailed. If this was a Chris Nolan helmed film, it would be considered a masterpiece. And I love cerebral films. Too detailed, I consider to be an asset. This is Inception, but better. Every element, every nuance is well thought out. It's including an incredible bar shootout scene. There's gorgeous shots of this strange new world Miami. There is even a John Hughes homage in one of the characters' names that us grown up 80s kids can totally appreciate. So don't listen to the critics. Listen to the fans who are quietly making this piece a new cult classic. Because as we learned this week, fans not only fuel the fleet, but fans have power. Back to you, Pete.
Outstanding. I got to tell you, I started watching Manifest. I didn't know what to make of it, but since you said that you're in on it, I'm gonna go back because I started.
Great.
I went to like 2 episodes, and I thought it was, I thought it was good, but it brought back, some of the tropes that I've seen in some of the others where, people come back, that whole, the plane thing, but I'm gonna watch it now. Now after what you've said, I'm gonna go back. So that's definitely worth my time.
Great. Oh, awesome. Yeah,
Cool.
I told you I'm almost done with the first season, and really enjoying it. It has its spots where it can be a little slow, a little draggy, but I think they pick it up and it goes interesting places that you don't think it's going to go. It kind of looks like, oh,
Cool.
maybe I've seen this before, but it really is kind of unique. So I'm hoping it stays that way. I'll keep you guys posted when I catch up for the next couple of seasons, and then hopefully in the new year we'll have the fourth and final season up and ready to go.
Fantastic. You're also going to be bringing us up to speed on a couple of other shows. Well, I'll just leave it at that. There was a couple of things that you wanted to dig into a little bit, so we'll leave it at that. But you guys, next time we go to the corner, we're going to have a whole bunch of other info on some of the other great shows that are out there. So thank you so much, Tara. We're looking forward to the next critique, and see you then.
Great, thanks guys. Have a good one. We'll see you soon.
Thanks, Tara.
Thanks a lot. All right, so Tara, be good, stay safe. I know it's a little cold where you are, but just watch out there. Chris, you, on the other hand, I believe are in the heat. How hot is it in Atlanta? Is it boiling yet? Is the lava coming up over the streets?
77 degrees according to the Coca-Cola sign.
Okay, good. You can see
It was
that. Well,
87
Karen, thanks for
earlier.
joining us.
Yeah, it was definitely a little warmer earlier.
Sean says, I felt the same about Manifest. Didn't want to start binging a canceled show. Exactly. A lot of people, that's what they think about. It's like, wait a minute, why am I wasting my time? But yeah, we'll give it a shot now, especially after what I just heard. George, thanks for joining us. And so, Chris, we were able to snag an editor. I don't think we've had an editor before. This is going to be our first editor,
Yes.
author, musician. All right, Lou Tambone, and we're lucky to have him. Thank you for coming on the show. So, you want to set it up?
All right, so here we go.
All right. Lou, welcome to our show. Thank you for taking the time.
Make sure the mic is on. Give me a second. I gotta push more buttons.
More buttons. More buttons. More buttons.
All right, now we're good. We should be good.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Hello.
Okay, we're good.
Yes, Lou. Thanks for coming on to the show.
Well, thank you for having me. I appreciate it. It's great to be here.
Lou, we want to hear, what it's like on your side of the table when it comes to working on things like this.
That's a great book too.
All right. This is a great,
Thank you.
great book.
You mean things like
Right,
this?
so-
Oh.
Yeah, oh, busted. Yes. So for
I
those
got-
that
I went
have
around
it,
the-
obviously, right at the bottom, Lou Tambone, got him right here. This is it. We actually had Jim Beard that actually wrote for this, and Lou, you also contributed to this, but this is not the only work that you do. It just so happens that because we're big Battlestar fans, this has a little a special place in our hearts. But you've done a ton of others, from the Bayou to Abyss, Musings on Monsters, Cyberpunk Nexus, A More Civilized Age, a long time ago. Comics on the Planet of the Apes, another thing that's close to my heart. Oh, there we are, all your babies. Oh, you got to put up the shot, put up the shot. No, put it down.
Get back. There you go.
There, oh, yes.
He's working out with all those. That's a lot of weight.
Well, the Galactica book itself is like huge.
Yeah, it's awesome.
There's
it's
a story
very
behind
cool.
that too, actually.
Well, share.
Well, what's the story?
Why that book is so big. My partner in crime, Rich Hanley, he was the one who approached me as far as doing this book, and I agreed immediately, of course. It was approaching the 40th anniversary of the original TV show, and we wanted to do something special, so we were putting this book together, and originally we had pitched it as 2 books. So we were going to go one book original stuff and then one book reimagined stuff with a few related miscellaneous items in each book to kind of put it together. But we were going to do 2 separate books, and it just got to be a little bit of a disagreement with the publisher, not in a bad way, but it just was more feasible to do one book. We had all these essays, and we were gonna make 2 books out of them, but then we had to combine them, so we had to take a few out, and we ended up with this giant, thing. As you can see, it's probably twice the size of a book that we would normally put out. But yeah, great, fun stuff to put together. But we couldn't do the 2 book thing; we just couldn't swing it. It was a logistic thing and money and all that stuff, so just made more sense.
Well, I got to tell you, we're lucky that we have it then. So it's not lost on the fans. I just wish that we had known when this came out, there wasn't a lot going on in terms of the anniversary. I mean, there was a release, there was a DVD, Blu-ray release, and I was looking forward to some of the convention that were going on. And I believe that year, Mark Altman released that book that's double the size of yours. It's like an encyclopedia like this. And this is what I wanted too. I really wanted to see this out there. So when we finally stumbled on it, I was like, Chris, you're not going to believe this. And so, we
sorry for
the
train horn.
That's nice of you to say. I appreciate that. We really did work really hard on this book. I mean, it took a while, and there were bumps along the way as far as personal lives. I know that Rich had a good friend of his had passed away, and so that kind of put things a little bit more in my corner. We kind of backed each other up as the book was being developed, but it was so important to get it out that nothing was going to stop the train. Train reference. There you go. Like, you see what I did there? That was pretty good.
Nice, very nice. Yeah. That's why you're an editor and writer and musician.
There you go. See, I got it all. But yeah, I mean, we were just hell bent on getting that book out, and there was just such good material in there to play with, and the writers were fantastic. They all brought their A game. It was just reading every essay one after the other was just fantastic. So I couldn't even pick one that I liked the best. I mean, everybody really did such a great job. I'm glad we did it, and we were able to. I don't know if you saw that we did. I approached Rich and said, we really should dedicate this thing to Richard Hatch. We threw that in there in the beginning too. It was just, labor of love. That's all I could say.
So Lou, in terms of one thing that, just starting out with, and again, this is just one of your works, but this is something that we've covered from Jim's perspective, because we had Jim Beard on, and he gave us a lot of insight, because he knows you guys well. But in terms of, like, let's say the cover itself, how did you get Chris Scalf out of retirement? That must be.
Can we just like stare at this cover for a minute? I mean, look how beautiful that is. I mean, that is just fantastic, right? When he turned this thing in, Rich and I, we didn't even know what to do. We were like, this is actually probably too good for this book. Like, we shouldn't be doing this. Yeah. So, I got so distracted by the cover, I forgot your question. What was the question?
No, in terms of getting
how did
Chris
Scalf. How did we get him?
Yeah, how did you get Chris?
Yeah. Well, Rich kind of had a friendship with Chris, and going back to when Chris was doing the comics.
Right.
So he contacted him just randomly, and I guess they had been friendly before. So he said, I'm going to ask Chris to do it, and we didn't really have a lot of budget. So Chris really did us a solid with this. He didn't charge us his usual, $6 gazillion, because I mean, if you look at the quality of this, it's just way beyond.
It's phenomenal. Oh yeah.
I have to get myself a print of that and put it in my room or something, because it's fantastic. I should look into getting some prints made. Maybe bring those around to cons or sell. Not sell, but give it to people who buy the book or whatever. You guys for sure. But yeah, it's such a. Every time I see it, I get a little bit like, wow. I'm just wowed. I mean, we were so lucky to do it. He's, you know what? You know why the real reason we got him is, and I'll say this from the heart, he was just a really nice guy. And he just went along with us, and he said, this is a great book, and I'd be happy to do the cover, and don't worry about it, guys. And we had some ideas about what we wanted the cover to look like. First of all, because we were going to maybe do 2 covers, 2 books. And then we tried some different ideas. He sketched them out, and he looked at them, and he said, guys, let me just do one for you. Forget all of these ideas. Hold on, just give me a minute. He came back a couple days later with that, and we were just like, yeah, okay, we're good.
Wow, that's so cool. What we know Chris Scalf through his work. We've been covering some of the Realm comics that he did on our show. Mm-hmm. So we just started that. Chris usually does an overhead shot, and we go through the story. We feature some of the specific artwork, which is really cool. So I've been a fan pretty much since the beginning. So when I saw this, I was like, oh my God, that's definitely want to know the story. One of our fans, Sean Shallow, he's the admin for the Ballastar bulletin board on Facebook, and he wants to know, I'm enjoying it very much. It's very evident the work and care you put in, a great job, but who initiated that book? How did it come to be?
How did it come to be? From my memory, it was Rich Hanley's conception. Like he was sitting home. Rich is a giant, Rich. He's a giant Galactica fan.
Oh yeah.
He knows all the minutiae. He knows everything, right? So he had approached me and said, what do you think of this? Like, I think this is a great idea. The anniversary's coming. Give me some ideas. What can we do? And so I have to credit Rich. This was just his brainchild. He knew the anniversary was coming. He wanted to do something special, and I was happy to do it. And I had to go and do a lot of research myself. Rewatch the original series. Rewatch Galactica 80, and the newer stuff. I had to really make sure I had my I was on point with it, because I don't remember every single detail like he does. He's got an extraordinary memory for every pop culture. You ask him any Star Trek question, boom, he's got it. You ask him Galactica, boom, Babylon 5, boom. He's just got it all in his head somehow. You're going to ask me half the stuff, in this book, I'm going to be like, oh, hold on a minute, and Rich has just got it. He's just got it. So so to answer your question, this was really, Rich Hanley's brainchild, and I'm super glad he had the idea, because I really love this book.
So Luke, in comparison, this book obviously, like you said, is one of the bigger works that you put together. I'm curious to know how long it took from the idea when Rich came to you and said, "Look, we want to do this," to the day it got published, compared to some of the other work that you've done.
Well, I can tell. I'd have to get the timeline back in my head. This came out in 2018. We were working on it in 2016 for sure. So I'm talking at least 2 years to get this book out. And like I said, there were a
Wow.
few bumps in the road, with personal issues and things. So
Sure.
for a while, I was editing the book kind of solo for a while. Not because Rich was, taking a vacation. I mean, he was dealing with some pretty heavy stuff at home. So, we were just so determined to keep the momentum going forward. But still, it took a couple years to get done. And sometimes when you're working with a publisher, you got to kind of wait. They're working on something. You got to wait till they're done with that before they can start laying out your book. And there's a lot of logistics involved. But the writing, we didn't have to really hound people. They were happy to write these essays for very, very little compensation. We didn't have a big budget, but it did take. I would say, I don't know, 2.5 years maybe it took
Wow.
to get
So,
this going.
Lou, what does it from beginning to end? That's really something. Uh, in terms of your role, getting the word out, someone had to approach the writers, and then as these essays came in, what specifically were you looking for? Knowing, I mean, you're in control. You're the I guess co-editor. I mean,
Yep.
you're right.
Yep.
It's you and Rich, but you were at the helm for a while. So what is it that you actually, said, this is a real good one. This one goes first. This one goes last. How does that play?
Yeah, well, first thing we do is we assemble a list of the writers we would like to have, but not ones we'd like to have necessarily, just a lot of writers that we know are good and dependable and aren't going to leave us hanging, things like that. So we assemble the list, then we shoot out feelers and we say, hey, would you guys like to do this? Then they come back and say yay or nay, or I don't have time, or whatever the issue is. But then at that point, we have to avoid redundancy in the books. So we have to let people pitch ideas, but we have to let them pitch 2 or 3 ideas. This way, we don't double up on stuff. So there's that whole aspect of the logistics, and then there's the quality of the essays. Now, when you work on these books, sometimes they come in and it's not necessarily what you want. We'd like an essay on this, and then you get something else. So you have to kind of reach in a little bit, give it back, say, hey, can you refine, can you retool, do stuff like that. And you have this constant these constant iterations with the writers. So it's a lot of back and forth. With this book, I got to say though, that was at a minimum. People turning in like quality pieces just left and right. And that makes editors very happy. It's just like, wow,
Sure,
okay,
of
this is
course.
great quality. Yeah, I mean, editing, line editing, and stuff, doing the dirty details. That's always something you do anyway. But the quality of it, of the material, and the details in there, and all of the covering all of those subjects. We if we found that there was like a gap. Okay, like we covered all this, but we didn't cover the collectibles. We need somebody to cover the collectibles real quick. We throw something out there, get somebody to write it. Boom, fantastic. I mean, we get some pictures in there and get it going right away. But this book here really did cover all angles. I think. I up until when the book was released. Of course, there's new news out today, and they're redoing the whole show again. All that stuff. All of this will happen again, of course. But yeah, I don't know. Did I babble? I'm sorry. Did I answer your question?
No, not at
I'm
all.
babbling.
As a matter of fact, you said, you mentioned that, the getting together. What I wanted to know was, did you copy edit as well?
Oh yeah. Rich and I did all the editing together.
Oh wow,
We
that's a
passed it
lot of
back and
work.
forth. So, yeah, it was a ton of work, and for all these books, it's a lot of work, but this one especially. But so we would kind of alternate on taking passes at the material. So somebody would hand in an essay, and that's, or you take a first pass, see how it goes, and then make suggestions. We keep the notes on the side, and then we give it to me, and we go back and forth ideas, give it back to the writer, make sure they're okay with the changes, and give it back. It's a process. It's and that's just for one essay. You do that for like 40 essays. It's like emails just
It's
going
no
back
joke.
and forth. But no, it's no joke, and it takes a while, but it's rewarding and it's fun. And when you hold this in your hand when you're done, it makes it all worth it. It's a lot of fun.
Did you have a hard date that had like this is the date that this is coming out? Everybody's got to hold to that,
Hmm.
or was it
Hmm.
flexible?
Yeah, we did have some wiggle room, but we would tell the writers this book we would like to put out. I forgot what the actual anniversary date. We want to have it out by the 40th anniversary, okay, which is this month of whatever 2018, and so now it's 2016, right? So we're going, okay, you guys got to have your first drafts in by December 2016, we'll say, and then we can go through them, and then second drafts in a little bit later because we need time to give this thing to the publisher so they can do the layout and get everything looking nice with the cover in there and all the notes and all the barcodes and all the little things you don't think about when you're putting a book together. So yeah, we did have timelines for the writers, but there was wiggle room. We're not super strict, but we do want to get the thing done, and we are very professional about it. For a couple of laid back guys from New York, New Jersey, we're pretty we're very professional about it. We don't want it to be uh, high school detention, where everybody's sitting around just writing whatever. So we
Right.
make sure we put out a quality product, and to do that you have to be professional and work with timelines and work with everybody's timelines and be respectful of everybody's time.
So Lou, you actually have been involved with Battlestar Galactica. You've done Star Wars, Planet of the Apes, and there's the Cyberpunk Nexus, which is basically, a lot of
Uh,
Blade Runner. And
yeah.
you've done some stuff with monsters as well.
Yep.
So, what, if anything, what franchise in there is missing that is close to your heart?
No, that's a good question. I may have covered now the Planet of the Apes stuff. I didn't edit those books. I just wrote in them. So I was involved in those. In fact, that was one of the first ones I did was with Rich, was for Rich, I should say. And then the Star Wars books came after that, where I was just a contributor. Um, then of course we did the Hellblazer book too. I gotta say I don't know what's missing. What would be missing? I don't know that I know anything off the top of my head that's missing. I do like Babylon 5. I recently watched it. I had never. It was a franchise that escaped me. I'll watch it later. I'll watch it another time, and it got away, and I never saw it. And now it's on HBO Max. So I said, you know what? This is it. I'm gonna do it. And I watched the whole thing through. And in the beginning, I was like, okay, what's the big deal? But I tell you, it really knocked my socks off when I was done. So maybe something in that area, that could be one that I might want to look at. I'm not sure because it's recent, it's fresh in my mind. I do enjoy the DC Comics stuff. I like Batman, Superman, all that sort of stuff. Joker is one of my favorites. So something on the Joker would be something I would like to do as far as pop culture goes. I don't know. I have to think
Interesting.
about that. That's not really
Very
sci-fi,
interesting.
but fantasy
Well,
comic.
yeah, it bleeds. The lines bleed over into comic books always, and we get into the noirish pulp stuff. It goes all over, man. We're open to all this. Um, so
Good.
who's your famous monster?
My famous monster, the one guy that I always would go back to was the creature from the Black Lagoon. That's who I wrote about in the
Oh,
book as well. I just
wow.
love, and it's probably for all the wrong reasons, but I just love the way he looks. Like it's such a unique look to me, like this fish man hybrid thing with the gills and the face and just kind of like the big flipper hands and all that. So I wrote my essay about him, but it was a lot about his look and his appeal. So when you look at Universal monsters, right? There's always like Frankenstein's monster and Dracula and the Mummy and all these guys, right? Wolfman, and then
Yep.
somehow there's always the creature from the Black Lagoon there. And it's like, well, they made 3 movies. The first one's the only one anyone ever talks about. The other 2 were kind of
Right.
like throwaways. But like, why is he always in the marketing? He's always there, right? What's the big deal? And that was the whole point of my essay. Well, what's so special about this guy? So I kind of explored that
Cool.
a little. And to me, it was a lot about his physicality and the costume and the way he looked and all those underwater scenes. Very iconic, just cool stuff. So I think he endures because of that. Like he has a look that other monsters don't have and haven't had since, really,
Yeah.
unless you count like what was the name of the movie is escaping me now. The one that won the Oscar with the fish guy a few years ago.
Shyamalan's movie.
The Deep.
Yes.
Something in the no, not the Deep.
Kind of strange.
Oh,
He's a nice guy, by the way. We met him. Let's see. One of our
I don't remember
one of
what
our
it is.
fans that are listening.
Del Toro.
Hey, Big Jim,
Guillermo
welcome.
del Toro. The shape.
Yeah.
The shape of water. No, is that what it's called?
I think
The Shape of-
that's what it was.
Maybe that was it. I can't remember. Anyway, you don't see too many of those creatures from the Black Lagoon guys. So
If it was
Very
Pete's-
cool. No, you're right.
it was-
That's right.
yeah. Shape of
Chris?
water. In case
Shape
Pete,
of
it's
water,
the taste
yeah.
of water.
that's it. Thank you, Chris.
Yeah, Chris, I'm going to stay sober for this show. Thank you very much. And
You take all
and
the
not have
fun out of it.
I'm not going to have stomach issues drinking, the 8-year-old beer that you made me drink. But that's beside the point. Lou, you're a musician as well. So tell us a little bit about that.
Well, I've been playing music probably in some form or another since I was 13 or so. I got my first drum kit when I was 13 at a garage sale somewhere, very, very cheap. And then since then, I just, I taught myself. I took some lessons here and there, but I mostly taught myself guitar and, bass and how to sing properly and things like that later on down the line as I grew up. And then, in my late teens, I started playing in bands, a lot of original music, but then, sat out for a while and then came back, and there was the cover scene, and I started playing a lot of cover band gigs in, bars and clubs. They don't pay very well, but they're fun, and you have a good time with the people, and so there's that. I also put out an album of original music a few years back called Jersey Bound. That's out there. You can hear it all over the place. And I'm probably going to sit down and write some new music at some point soon and put out another record. I also play with just a whole slew of people under a banner I call the Jokers, or the 2 Jokers, or the 3 Jokers, depending on how many people we're playing with. We go out and play gigs, and then I also have something called the Joker and the Ace, which is an acoustic. I don't want to say acoustic. It's a duo of myself and my good friend Allie McDowell, who's right here and is going to pop. Who's going to pop in and say hi.
Hi, I didn't know I was
Hi.
going to be on today. Hello.
She's my helper today.
Thanks for joining us.
She's the one. She went and got the books for me before when I was sitting here.
I'm the book runner
She's the book runner today.
and also a guitar player.
Yes. So we play a lot of gigs
Outstanding.
together as well, and you can see us. We're on YouTube's and the Facebooks and all that stuff. We do a lot of live streams over the quarantine. And there we are.
There we are. That's us.
Chris, is that you? You did that? Very good.
Yeah.
Yep.
Quick. He's quick. So yeah. So there's just lots of music always happening in all different formats. I'll be playing different instruments with different groups all the time, and a lot of times I have Allie here with me, so it's fun.
Hello, goodbye.
Outstanding.
Thank
Lou,
you, Allie.
does the sci-fi stuff ever cross over into the music? Does it ever? I mean, you said the Joker thing, but what about lyrics?
A little bit. And in fact, there was on my record there was a song, an instrumental. It turned out to be called Space Reggae, which started out
Oh,
with me just playing some drums, and then I started to layer all these synth sounds on top and some like kind of a crazy fun bass line. It reminded me of like the Police or Rush, and then all these synths, and it started to sound very sci-fi. And I was putting these little voices in, like people doing countdowns of rockets blasting off and stuff. So I don't really know
cool.
what it was about, but it had a reggae-ish style in one of the parts of it. So I called it Space Reggae because it kind of initiated. I don't know. It sounded a little bit like that, and I was envisioning, things in my head as I was writing it. So if you look on the record Jersey Bound, you'll see this song called Space Reggae. It really doesn't even fit in with the album, but I threw it in there anyway because it was just a lot of fun. So yeah, sometimes that stuff does cross over. I always had it in my mind as well that one day I would write a bunch of songs for like maybe a record that was like inspired by something, maybe like Star
Cool.
Wars or something like. So songs that were related to something science fiction that we would all know, um, but not enough to get sued over.
Well, that sounds cool. Either way, man, I want to hear that stuff. Not to mention what you
Yeah.
already have. So, where can we pick up these books? Where can we hear your music?
Hmm. Well, the music you can. I have a Facebook page for myself, and then I have one for a music page. I have right there, loutambone.com. That's my official website. All the links are to Amazon mostly for the books. If you put my name into Amazon, you can. I think you had a screen up before that had like all my books kind of. Yeah, there you go. That's my author page. Everything's there. Even my album there, Jersey Bound on the right. You can even get that through all the streaming services. And as far as gigs, you got to be a little bit local. You got to be in northern New Jersey to come see us live. But other than that, everything's out there. You Google my name, you're gonna find all kinds of hopefully good stuff. If you see anything questionable, it wasn't me.
Yeah, all the
It
good
wasn't
stuff.
you.
Oh, wait a minute. There was that time I was arrested.
Yeah, no, that was,
No,
that
no,
was,
no, no,
that
no,
was my,
no.
my
Anyway,
phone.
Lou, thank you
Yes.
for taking the time out. We want to have you back as soon as anything is, working. You're going to a convention, you got to let us know. And I gave you a list of stuff that's going on here on the East Coast, man. We look forward to maybe
Mhm.
running into you and promoting any of the other things you got. Hopefully, one of these days we'll have your buddy Rich Hanley on the show. So
Yeah.
we'll get a little insight from him as well. But thank
Yeah.
you so much for taking the time out. And the idea is we really promote and like to get the behind the scenes, right? We want to get into not only the scene, but what's going on behind it, right? This is how you really
Mhm.
learn and how you
Mhm.
hopefully inspire others, learn about the system, and that's what you're
Yeah.
doing. And thank you for bringing that to us, Chris.
I, I love all the work you've done. What's next? Do you have something in the works right now?
Yeah, I don't have anything in the works right now. I have a couple of essays coming out that I wrote for the X Files, pair of X Files books for ATV Publishing. They do those outside in books, and I'm in the first one's out already, so I'm in there, and there's a second one coming out very soon. So I did some quick essay work for that, but I during the quarantine, like I was saying, Rich and I popped out the Hellblazer book and the Monsters book, kind of as we were, being quarantined. So that was also a lot of work. So after that, I said, I need a little bit of a break, and I had some personal stuff going on at home too. So I had to like kind of take a break. So I don't have any projects on my plate at the moment, but I am open to suggestions. I am going to start putting some serious thought into whatever the next project is going to be. So very, very soon. And as far as music goes, same thing. I will be
You know,
doing some new stuff.
Lou, you mentioned Galactica 1980 and having to go watch that on September 17th. Eric Larson, we're doing a tribute. He's going to be our guest of honor on a show that we're going to do. It's a Friday, September 17th, and it's going to be a short show in honor of his dad. There's going to be some awards that we're going to be presenting on behalf of UNESCO to his father and to him, and he's going to open it up to a little Q&A, and he's got some stories that have never been heard before related to Galactica. So, you know, we're you know that we're especially geared towards our special, you know, bond with Battlestar Galactica. So, you know, you being involved with this book and all that other stuff, keep us in mind for whatever you do.
Yeah.
And if
Yes,
you ever
please.
decide to do another Galactica work, we're 100% behind you.
Oh, any work. Yeah, we would love to hear about anything. If you got whenever you got something coming up, give us a yell. We would love to have you back on to talk about that.
Well, that's awesome, guys. I really appreciate that. I mean, it's without this kind of help. I mean, we can put a book out a day and no one will see it, right? You know,
Exactly. You have to have the fans.
folks like you are out there, you know, blowing the horn and rallying the troops and helping everybody. Really, you know, you keep the fandom alive. Without
That's
folks like you, it just dies, right? So I from the heart appreciate that kind of thing.
Thank you.
I'm sure Rich does as well. And listen, anything you ever need, I'm here for you. I'll be tuning into your shows. But like, you ever want me to come back? I'll talk about anything. You know me, I don't shut up. So I'll talk about whatever. But yeah, guys, again, I thank you for having me. This is fantastic. I love doing this kind of stuff. You guys are so cool, so nice. You do a great job here. It's very professional. I love all the graphics and the sounds and stuff. And you guys just top
thank
notch.
you.
I love it. And I wish you all the best. And thank you so much for having me.
That makes me feel great.
Thanks, Lou. This one's for
Thank you,
you.
Lou. This
All the
for
best
Lou.
to you and the work. And we're going to have you back, buddy. Thank you.
Yep. Thanks, Lou.
Thank you.
All right. Be well, Lou, and stay safe. Big Jim from Ohio, thanks for joining us live. Glad to have you. So that was pretty cool, right? We got an editor, author, musician, Lou Tambone, and it happens to be, right, he was involved with this. We love this book. Anyway, so Chris, you've been burning the candle on both ends, right? You've been driving straight over from the studio in Virginia to Georgia to get to Atlanta so that you could do your thing. I got something in the mail. I want to show this to you, Chris.
Okay.
It's really cool. Some of the fans have actually seen this, and some of them are aware of this, but I have a hunch that some may not. And therefore, let me make sure I want to get the source on where they can get this. But we're also going to have the artist as a guest in the near future, and this is what I'm talking about. Check this out. Is that cool or what?
Wow.
That's some of your favorite characters,
great.
huh?
That's the only characters who are worth anything. Yeah. The only one he's missing there is Lucifer. So, and Lucifer
Yeah,
was
well,
only
that's
released, I believe. Yeah, somebody will correct me if I'm wrong. I'm sure. I think Lucifer was only released in Canada. His figure.
No, nope.
What?
You're wrong.
I was wrong.
I got him.
I know it was
I have him.
extremely rare.
I got him.
Yeah, he was the
I have
rarest
him.
one.
I have Lucifer. So Simon is actually doing a special with Lucifer, Boltar, and Vulpa, the Gold Cylon.
Ooh.
And he
Look at that.
sent us
There's Muffy.
these two.
Muffy's the best.
The Savior,
Muffet
right
has
there.
saved the Galactica and everybody in it.
multiple
If it wasn't
times.
for Muffet,
I'm so proud.
there would
Too
be-
bad you don't have him with you. He has a Cylon Buddha that he holds now next to him.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
you saw
yeah,
the last
check this
broadcast.
out, Chris. What do you think of that?
I think it's
Is that
great.
cool or what?
Hold it a little closer.
Yeah.
Nope. Nope.
Yeah.
nope.
Yeah.
Hold
Sure.
it closer. 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 Wow.
That's really awesome,
It
right?
is, I mean, he's got the shadows and everything at the bottom. It's beautiful.
Yeah, take a look at this one. This is your favorite. So
Ah.
ain't that cool?
At least he's got all his
That's
chrome
really
on him. It
nice.
seems like you never have the chrome. And you notice he's got the centerpiece right below his
Yes.
chin. Yeah. that's
cool,
awesome.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is a vintage figure art page on Facebook. You can message him, and he'll get back to you. So it's that's what he does um, in terms of getting this stuff out, and it's really really incredible. So thank you, Simon, for sending this over to us. Simon's going to be on the show. We're going to interview him, talk about his inspiration for drawing this and bringing it to life. I remember I still have the figures, right? I still have them, but there's something to having the art and being able to look at them that's different than just actually, having the figures is one thing and then having the art. Chris, I think, just pulled the newest one that he's working on. Chris, bring that up, man. That's freaking cool, man. Look at that. That's something that he's working on as we speak, and that's all on Facebook, and it looks phenomenal. Look at that.
I love
Very
the
cool.
shine on
Yeah,
the leather
that is
parts
cool.
of in the helmet itself. That's beautiful. And
It
we can
is.
see what Lucifer
It's
turns
really
out
cool.
like.
Yeah.
That's
So
amazing.
yeah, so Simon has agreed to come on, and he was very gracious that he sent us those two prints. So Chris, obviously, you're gonna get the Cylon one,
Heck yeah.
and I'm gonna keep Adama and Muffet because Muffet is my hero,
That's
and
right.
that's beside the point.
He's the Jar Jar
Yeah,
Binks
don't you forget it.
of Battlestar Galactica.
Speaking of Lucifer, check this out.
I love this. The artwork on
Is that
those.
cool?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, that's cool.
Lucifer's just one of those
And-
great characters. He was a comedy relief. He was, he was the voice of reason. It was great. I like that one. Hang on, let me
That's
do
the
a zoom
variant.
up on that one.
That's
There we
really
go.
cool, right? Yeah. That's badass. Look at that. And here's the color one. And I got a really good deal. Right? So that was those. And then I also picked up same thing, I got a deal and I want to save on shipping. So I added this thing in too. Look at that. One of the Realm Press
Where's it at the
alternate
bottom?
or
The
variant covers.
Obions?
I don't know. No, I don't think they are.
Oh, I'll have to wait till we get
Some
to that.
other creatures.
Which number is that one? See, that's season 3.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah, we haven't
Season
got
3, man.
season 3
Is that
yet.
cool? That's
We'll,
cool. You got to
yeah.
admit that's really cool.
That
though,
is
right?
cool. Yeah,
That's
so
cool.
we haven't done season
Yeah.
3 yet, but we'll put that on the list
No,
of
we'll get
realm
there.
things. We're doing the Battlestar Galactica ones now. I think we're on what? 3?
Yeah.
And there's only
No. Oh, you mean issue? No, it's a.
we're on
we
issue
were-
3
we've-
of the Battlestar Galactica from Realm Press.
Correct. Yes,
And
that's where
then,
we're at.
I think there's only 4 or 5 in that, so we'll have to get
Yeah.
the other ones.
It's short.
Yeah, it's gonna. So shortly we'll be finishing those up. When
Yeah.
when I get back to the home studio, so I can do the overhead shots. It's hard to do at a hotel.
Yeah, well, that's okay. We're glad that you're at Dragoncon, Chris.
Oh, yeah. We're gonna
So
have a good
look,
time.
everyone. Yeah, oh yeah. We're looking forward to doing more of the convention circuit, and I know that next year. I mean, it is what it is. It's next year, but we want to let everybody know that AwesomeCon is going to be in June.
Yes.
And
We'll
so,
be there.
all things being equal, we're probably going to be there. They were very good to us, open arm, and they gave us press passes, and we got to do interviews across the board. So that was a really good convention for us, and it got us a lot of new likes and followers, and we really appreciate that. But we also we're now covering DragonCon, right? DragonCon is the deal. And as soon as we're done, Chris promises to get back down into the thick of things and start broadcasting, right, Chris?
Yep. I'm gonna head out to. We're gonna go out to the parties. Right now, if you haven't been to DragonCon before, it's just one big party. It never stops. They play. I'm serious. They give you an idea. So the track, one of the tracks in here, it's just a, what's coming up, what's going on. At 2 o'clock in the morning, they start a movie in one of the track rooms. So each one of these hotels has got like a movie in one. They've got puppet tracks. They've got leatherworking tracks. They've got sewing. They have you name it, they have it. They're very diverse. They got diversity tracks. It's just you gotta love Dragoncon. I don't know if there's any place else in the world that offers this much information to the fans in that many different, I don't know, genres is the right word, but that many different tracks. Star Trek, Battlestar Galactica, you name the track, they have it. Anime, everything. So it's if you haven't gone to DragonCon, you ought to try to get out to it. It's even if you only do it once in your lifetime, put it on a bucket list. It's tremendous. And we went for the first time about 5 years ago, and we have been coming every year since because we don't want to miss it. I mean, it's to die for. So we were going to be doing some more broadcasting. I have a lot of videos. We did a bunch of interviews today. Had a little spotty connection in regards to being able to live stream. I think we found a solution. I'm going to try to live stream tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock Eastern time for the Battlestar Galactica panel. And we'll hopefully maybe we can get some information from that panel in regards to if they've been contacted for the new one yet. I know that's always been a question. Where is it at? Has anybody heard anything? Maybe we can hear something from that. But they're always a great group of people. They're here a lot. I think 3 years ago, 2 years ago we only had one. 3 years ago we had a bunch. A year before that we had a bunch. So the new Battlestar Galactica is very well represented here. I know some of you are like, I don't like the new Battlestar Galactica. But if you don't, there's tremendous amount of others. We've had V panels. We've had everything that you could possibly imagine. Disco, we have a lot of the stars from Star Trek Disco is here, including, not the medical guy, but the engineering guy. You're going to have to forgive me. I can't remember off the top of my head. There's just so many people. So we're trying to get through there and see some people at the tables, maybe get a shout out from them. And we're also doing a really great thing. Pete will remember, we tried to do Allcon in Dallas. It was a year and a half, 2 years ago. And we had solicited donations of products, of merchandise from different companies. And they sent those, and we were trying to get money for pancreatic cancer. I hauled all of that stuff down from Virginia in a van, and we got set up.
Well,
and the next day,
Chris, you
was shut down.
Yes, we solicited various companies and artists,
Yep.
And so we'd reached out to Pancreatic Cancer on behalf of Richard Hatch,
Yes.
right? And that was going to be the charity that we were working with at Allcon,
Right.
and that was in conjunction with the Colonial Warriors.
Yes.
And because of the pandemic,
It got
you
canceled.
got there and it got shut down. Yes.
Yeah.
So
we were there. Literally, I think we had set up the table, put the information about the silent auction, Cylont, Cylont. That's right. We played the words. The Cylont auction, and we put it out, and we had put a table, and people were starting to come in because it was like you have that free day It was part of that free day, and then within 4 hours of opening the doors, they shut the place down. Dallas shut the place down. Anything was not allowed. So it was a learning experience. There was a lot of stuff that we brought back. So all of that stuff has been sitting in my office for a while now, and we've been waiting for hopefully Allcon to connect back up. But that didn't happen, so we did have the opportunity here at Dragoncon to go ahead and get those items out to a charity. They've been sitting for so long. Even a couple of the items they don't even make anymore. So the Starship Battles, that the company that Ares Games donated those, they don't even make that anymore. So it was time for it to move on. We were lucky enough to be able to bring it to Dragoncon, and the charity was moved. We contacted all of the donation people that we could and told them, hey, look, we're going to have to change from pancreatic cancer to Boys and Girls Club, and they were all okay with that. So we brought it up here, and they're all going to be auctioned off. We'll try to be bringing that auction live as well. We'll see how the hotel connections are. But we're excited about getting all that and the Colonial Warriors donation stuff out. And I think it's going to be fun. So that's happening here. We're also doing...
As we speak.
Trivia.
As we speak. You've already taken care of that. And I just want to clarify, Chris, that the pancreatic cancer, the thing that we were doing, right?
Yes.
We were, raising the funds, and the one that we did, right? The one that you and I and others were involved in, we did raise a few $100s.
Yes.
And that was all donated to pancreatic cancer. Some were made and all listed. And for the record, there is another, Chris, there is, as we speak, there is another Pancreatic Cancer Action Network. So there is another Richard Hatch Memorial Tribute that is separate. That is something else. That's not the one that we did. We did another one. We raised a few $100s. We'll get you a figure in the future. We want to be able to close this all out. That was, that's now passed. And so the one that is on now, if you look it up now, you'll see that there is another one. So we just want to make it clear that there is another one and that we support that one as well.
Yep.
But that is not the one that we initiated. One that was done with the Pancreatic Cancer Action Network was a different one than the one that's actually currently going on.
The Colonial Warriors. Yes.
Yes.
That's when we were with.
And
we
so,
still are with Colonial Warriors, but
yes,
it's mainly put together by the Colonial Warriors.
Correct.
Which is a Facebook
So
group.
that's
If you
different.
haven't checked them out, go
Yep.
check them out too. They're great. Quite a few people there. We got 2,000 members in the Colonial Warriors, I believe. And then I was going to say something else.
Well,
anyways.
I don't know, Chris. Did you?
Go ahead.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
So the Boys and Girls Club auction is coming up, and then I don't know. I need some sleep.
Well, listen. Bottom line, Chris, is this: that we made a conscious decision, and that was to reach out to the donors, and they actually gave their okay to switch charities, and now that's where we come into finally closing the chapter on our charity that our role and our support for, at least for now. We will be getting involved in other charities as well, so you'll be hearing from that as well, that when the time comes we'll be adopting another one. But that is where we stand. So Chris, you've given everything over now to Dragoncon. Everybody's getting credit, or everyone that donated has been getting credit for it.
Crop Circle
However,
donated a helmet.
Yep.
There's an Etsy store. You're gonna forgive me. I can't remember off the top of my head. He donated a Cylon rifle. Ares donated the games I mentioned.
Moon Labs?
Dynamite. What? No.
Moon Lab?
No.
Okay. Sorry.
Definitely not Moon Labs.
Dynamite.
Dynamite donated graphic novels, and we donated. Well, we had John Jackson Miller sign some comics that we donated, and then we donated those signed comics to their. And then I
Yes,
donated.
we purchased. Chris and I purchased those, and then we donated them to the charity. And then we contacted John Jackson Miller, and he kindly autographed all those for us
Yes.
for the charity. So yeah, so now that's all up there and ready to go, right, Chris?
Yeah, it's all gone. It's not gone. It's all sitting in the room. People are going to do the live auction here in a couple of days.
Very cool. Thanks for taking care of that, Chris.
Oh, yeah.
You know, it's been weighing down on us, and we just wanted to share that with everyone that, you know, these items, because of the pandemic, you know, the whole convention was shut down. The intent was to have this all taken care of
tough.
at Allcon. Yeah,
Yeah,
it just kind of ruined everything, but the money is going to a charity that is of an official charity and recognized, and so that we're going to move on from that. However, we are doing a small part in supporting Michael Hogan, and we had an interview.
About that one for sure. Yeah. So Fleet is Family. Hashtag Fleet is Family. You can look them up on Twitter, and you can actually go to the Michael Hogan Fund. What is it? Michael So Save We Saw, I believe, is another hashtag that they use. The GoFundMe site from Michael Hogan, and there's always that ability for you to donate that way too. But there are some eBay auctions, and then we did. I keep saying Vincent. Yeah, Vincent. I keep doing it backwards.
Yeah.
We interviewed Vincent and Patty from the charity. Well, they're not a charity.
Yes.
Yeah, they're raising money to donate to the charity.
They're fundraising. Yes.
They're fundraising. So they're doing a great job there. So they have the cards that are mentioned there are still on eBay, if I remember correctly, and there are going to be some more things coming out shortly. And please make sure you look them up. We're looking to talk to. We'll leave that for another time. We're in the works of talking with the current person who put the fundraiser together. So the GoFundMe site. Going to try to get her to come on and give us a little bit of an update of what's going on. But
cool. Thanks for taking care of that, Cruz. Really appreciate it. You put in a lot of time and effort into working with PanCan and getting all of these things together, and then now ultimately driving all this stuff to Dragoncon. So thanks for doing that. You had to get a van. Thanks for doing that, and that is a feather in our cap, because you made it a point to have the Cylon helmet autographed
and the rifle
by Herb Jefferson, and the rifle, right? So that is your contribution, along with the IFB effort for this auction that goes to charity. So thanks for taking care of that, Chris. That's all you're doing, and so now it's good supporting charity and supporting our love for the fandom, right? The fans,
Michael Hogan,
and it's part of what we are supposed to be doing, right? It's not enough to just watch the show and enjoy it like we do, but it's also a good thing to be able to get involved in the community and to help out, especially in the realms of charity and the like. We spend a lot of our time and our hard-earned money on the things that are associated, the collectibles and the stuff, but it's also nice to be able to give back, and that's also something we believe in, and IFB will be getting involved in, supporting charities. So that's something to look out for. Uh, so JJ, thanks for joining us live. Jim, Herb Jefferson, nicest celeb I've ever met. Yes,
Yes,
Herb
what a
Jefferson,
wonderful
really
guy.
cool guy. Oh yeah, so we'll share some pictures as we move into, our later on, I guess in the year, Chris, we'll
Mhm.
bring up some of our personal experiences with celebrities and the like, and show off some of our pictures from back in the day. And so DragonCon coverage continues.
Yes.
So everybody watch for, the dropping of videos. So like we did with AwesomeCon, we are going to be dropping videos as the days unfold. Chris and team will
Yes.
go out and do interviews and put stuff up.
Yeah.
And the other thing that I did want to bring up, Chris, is our Glenn A. Larson tribute.
Right.
That is going to be on September 17th. That is a Friday. It's a special tribute episode, and we're very, very lucky that the guest of honor is going to be Eric Larson, and they're going to be presented with exclusive UNESCO awards. Obviously, Glenn Larson's is posthumous, and Eric's as well is on the spot, and so that's going to be, we have exclusive digital artwork that's being put together. And so we're going to be showing you that, some personal pictures that Eric has shared with us for that day. And he is gracious enough that he's going to tell us stories that really haven't been published anywhere. And he's also willing to do a little Q&A. So time permitting, at the end of that, there will be an opportunity for you to interact with Eric Larson. And, we'll have a good time. It's not going to be a long episode, right? Chris, the
Right.
episode is like 60 to 70 minutes. That's the whole idea. We're going to have special photographs and, tributes, and it'll be really cool. So hoping to see all you guys on September 17th.
Which is a Friday.
Rob, thanks for joining us. And, I mean, Chris, so far, I mean, you're kind of run down a little bit, but, DragonCon is really big. How do
Yeah.
you control how do you allocate your time? How do you control your time? Because there's a lot. So I want to know, like for you now, you're taking on not only, like the role of the fan, right? Because we're
Yeah.
fans, but now you're also doing the IFB part. So what's your strategy?
So I think the best way to do this is I'm still a fan, and I now get access. Normally you talk to somebody. Oh, how'd you put that costume together? What did you do? Why did you pick that one? But now I have the opportunity to ask those same questions and broadcast it out to other people that may want to know the same thing. I think it's a really unique opportunity. IFB has given me a unique opportunity to talk to a number of people and get them excited. They're really excited to talk to me. And so that's been great. And the other part of that is I'm in a panel. So I got two panels to do. And there's that piece. And then, of course, I want to go tomorrow at 10 o'clock and see the Battlestar Galactica group. So I get to be a fan there and possibly share my experience as a fan to all of you, which is even that's like a double. I get to enjoy and share. So I think it's a really good opportunity for us, and I love going to these. I've been to this a number of times. There's photo shoots. There's everything. You will, and at the end of this con, and when we'll broadcast on the way out, you actually get depressed. You have a con depression afterwards. You literally, like, the next day you're like, there's nothing for me to do. I don't have to be somewhere. I want to meet all these people. And if you stay to the last days and you see everybody packing up all of their stuff and putting it into cars and driving off, and the emptiness of the hotel when before it was wall-to-wall persons. I mean, literally shoulder to shoulder. There's a void in your life, and you have to wait for the next con. So it's almost like an addiction. I have con addiction. Don't know what else. And then there's a lot of waiting in lines. We have somebody joked today when we were in the line. This is welcome to Line Con. This con is all about lines. And we have panels.
I don't
on
like
lines,
that.
how to stand in a line. But
I got to tell you,
WizardCon.
WizardCon was very impressive in Philly a couple of years back. I went to, before the pandemic, and I was truly impressed on how the WizardCon handled the crowds and the numbers. They had a system down pat. It was really impressive. So we need to compare your experience to New York Comic Con, and then I will tell you about Fan Expo in Denver, because I think they're expecting a fair crowd. So we'll see.
Yeah, I don't know if this could be this year. I think this is 50,000. It's normally 80,000. They actually scaled back the tickets, so it was 83,000, I believe, in 2019, whatever.
That's a serious number.
Yeah, it's huge
for a fan run. But the
and
truth be told, right? So
and they have a parade. They take over the downtown streets and run Geek Parade through the entire downtown area. It's amazing. So we'll actually cover that too. So lots to do.
Well, the idea is that Dragoncon is very well known in certain circles. So amongst the veterans of convention goers, Dragoncon is classic, right? San Diego is a whole other thing.
Yeah.
Dragoncon, though, anyone that goes to cons, they talk about Dragoncon. That's now you got real street creds. We need to watch Chris closely. Be there for him. Hi, my name is Chris. I'm con addict. Hi, Chris. Sean has got your back. Mediocre modeler. I've experienced the feeling at leaving Wonderfest. It's depressing. Yes. All right, so there's two in your circle. Be sitting in that.
We'll have to have a support group.
Yeah.
A support group. We'll all sit around in the virtual chairs. We'll do a Zoom meeting.
We'll do a Zoom meeting for a convention addiction.
What are you doing to handle this? Well, I'm rewatching Battlestar Galactica for the 6,000th time.
Yes, that's right. The truth is, I think I've mentioned this before, guys. My first convention was in 1977, and I've been going to cons almost every year since then. So I do have quite a bit of experience with the bigger and the smaller. The only thing I haven't done yet is gone overseas or to another country for a convention.
Get to put that one on the list.
Yeah.
I know there's a big one on the list.
Yeah, I'd love to go to Canada or England or France for that matter. And England would be really cool.
I think there's a big con in Germany too.
Yes,
we'll
there
have to
is.
Look that up. I have to put that on our list.
We do.
So the cure for the con withdrawal, we'll have it come with a name with it, is more cons.
More cons.
I think we've solved the problem. The problem is
you just go to bigger cons.
Go to another con.
Yeah.
Oh, I feel depressed. Oh, I know what to do. Let's go to another con. What's available?
Yeah, that's right. Oh, man. Well, look, Chris, we have covered a lot.
Yes.
The one thing that we made a quick decision prior to go on air was the fact that you're remote, and we weren't sure on how stable our broadcast was going to be. So sorry to tell you guys that we're not going to do the chapter versus episode on this.
Yeah, we did go
this
a little
show.
long.
Yeah, we did a little long, but we just wanted to let you know that this one we're not going to do. We're going to unleash Chris out into the world of Dragoncon.
Back to
We
the
don't want him
parties.
to get
We
depressed.
got 8-bit bash.
Yes, we
tonight.
don't want. Yeah, we don't want him depressed. Let's not break Chris. So we're gonna let him go out, and we're happy that we got our TV movie critic, Tiny Beans Corner. Tara came on, gave us the updates. We had Lou Tambone. We told you guys about the
That's great.
charities and the history of that. That was very important. We had to get that out. We covered the book, right? Somewhere Beyond the Heavens, Exploring Battlestar Galactica.
Good book.
Love
You
this
got to get
book.
it.
We mentioned
If you're
other
a
stuff.
Battlestar
Yeah,
fan,
it's
pick it
really
up.
worth it. Oh yeah. I showed you some of my latest acquisitions, and Chris, I'm sure, is going to have a sack full of various
Yeah,
things that
they
you can sell.
haven't opened up the. So, out of you saw the hotels, and each one of the hotels have got multiple rooms for tracks, but they have an entire 5-floor building that is for sales. So,
Oh my God. Oh my God.
so it hasn't opened yet. It opens tomorrow, and like, oh my gosh, because
Wow.
there's 5 floors of vendors and artists. Just
And Chris, you're going to be
Huge.
cosplaying a Cylon Centurion tomorrow.
no, not tomorrow. I'm going to do that Thursday. Oh, I mean Sunday. So I just
Time
don't have
traveling.
That and
You're time traveling.
cold. That thing is it's hard to breathe out of that thing, and it's hot.
You're not old.
So-
It's hot, but you're not old.
That and
It's all
the
in your mind.
unfortunate thing is I'm not in a con hotel, so if you've ever walked a mile in Cylon armor, I can tell you what it's like. It's especially in the heat. So I walked a mile in the whole get-up without the helmet on, of course, and it was an interesting experience. That's the best way of saying it.
That
Especially with
few will
with
ever
the
do
local
again.
color around here, meaning the local people, not meaning people of color, but just the local people. It becomes very interesting. Everybody wants to run up to you and get photos and where are you going? And you get a lot of questions like, "What are you?" Especially from the younger
I hate
crowd.
Yeah,
But-
but that's why we support the franchise.
That's it.
We support
Got
the
it.
Battlestar Galactica franchise
Yeah.
because without the franchise, nobody will ever know anything about it. We want it to keep going. So
Yes.
let's face it, that's the very reasonable, practical aspect of supporting the franchise. We love Battlestar Galactica,
We
and
bring
we
new
love
fans
certain things more than we love
to the
others.
fandom.
right?
Yeah. Bring new
Yeah,
fans
absolutely.
to the fandom.
That's
So,
right.
I guess that's
Welcome everybody to our show. For those of you that haven't tuned in before, we're approaching the 2,000
1,000
mark.
members.
We thank everybody for becoming members and followers. We're upwards of 1,700. I think we're about 1,800 if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
And so we're doing our part. We thank everybody for doing theirs and supporting. It would be a totally different show if it wasn't for you guys. And yeah, we're right now. I'm looking at 1789. So thank you everyone, and hope you enjoy our show. You can find us on YouTube and the Twitter and Facebook. Of course, is our main home. We also have Instagram, and if you want to reach out to us, info at interfleetbroadcasting.com. It works, and
I just want
Shoot
to
us
before we
a
go
message.
before we chill out tonight, or before we go tonight, I just want to do a quick shout out to Farmer. I'll just say that name, and he'll know who he is. It's one of our watchers. Even he usually watches in syndication. He chased me down today. Literally chased me down in the hallway today.
that's cool. By the way, everybody, I mentioned this to Chris, and now he just reminded me. For anyone that's watching and is going to Dragon Con or is there now, if you want to take a picture We'd like to feature you guys.
Mhm.
So at the end of Chris's panel, right?
Yes.
Chris, you said you're doing 2 of them?
I'm doing,
2 panels.
well, tomorrow's one panel and Saturday's the next panel. Saturday is a
Okay.
Cosplay Your Way is the name of the panel.
Okay.
And
Okay.
tomorrow's panel is
Trivia.
So quiz us all. That's what we call it. So it's a trivia panel.
Yep. So Chris will be up on stage doing his thing, and so at either one of those, at the end, come on up, tell Chris,
Yeah.
and you guys take a picture so we can feature you guys on the show. We love our fans. And Sean says, "Good show. Have a great night, everyone." Sean, thanks a lot. Thanks for tuning in live. We love having all of you. Excuse me. We look forward to the next show. So thanks for tuning in. And listen, send us your emails, whatever it is that you're thinking about.
Yeah.
And we'll see you next Thursday.
Yes.
I believe is going to be Thursday. And if not, you just watch for our we're going to post. Right, Chris? Whatever comes up, we're going to be posting. We'll give you a heads up. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. So from New York, Pete, stay safe, stay well, and stay dry. And toast to you guys. Fans fuel the fleet. Chris?
Fans Fuel the Fleet, thank you very much. Y'all take care. And hofully to see you soon.